healthy.
Whether or not you suspect that Johnny Hendricks is doing something that goes.
I don't have the evidence. Maybe I want to have an injection of a product, but that substance would save my body. Because, like I said, it's easy to take something. I mean, there's always a chance that you get caught. That's all. If I would do it, that's how I would do it.
Yeah.
Now, in Jamaica, is they have, yeah.
Yeah, that's how they're getting current tests. One of the things they do is they some guys that won in the early 2000s for the.
thump.